We've all seen them in the Chinese New Year celebrations. The colorful, powerful figure of a long, colorful dragon. But did you know these creatures were undoubtedly considered to be actual creatures of folklore by the ancient Chinese, and not just a fun prop for celebrations? Not only was the genuine mythic dragon considered an actual thing in ancient China, but there were even 5 distinct and different types. Let's look at them, each with its own special powers over the natural world and a unique magic all its own. Speaking generally at first, the Chinese dragon is a majestic and divine creature, often depicted with a long, sinuous body covered in dragon scales, the antlers of a stag, the claws of an eagle, and the head of a camel or horse. It typically carries a pearl, symbolizing wisdom, power, and the essence of the dragon's magical abilities. Unlike their Western counterparts, which knights would fight in Europe in order to get to their dragon's hoards, Chinese dragons were primarily associated with the forces of nature and are seen as harbingers of good fortune and prosperity. Because of their immortality and the wisdom of ages, they are seen as wiser than humans, possessing powers beyond all imagination. Divine beings, spiritual and intelligent. But now, let's get down to types. First, a little background though. There are 5 elements in traditional Chinese thought, that of wood, fire, water, metal, and earth. Our first type of dragon is the azure dragon, who controls the element of wood. It represents springtime and all that represents renewal, fertility, youth. It's often depicted with greenish-blue scales and a majestic flowing mane. They are associated with lush forests, vibrant flora, and the gentle whispers of wind through the leaves. They're graceful, peaceful, seamlessly blending, hidden into their green surroundings. As a lover and protector of nature in general, this dragon is seen as even more caring and compassionate than any other dragon. According to the ancient Chinese history tome called The Record of the Grand Historian, this magnificent dragon demonstrated its compassion when it aided Emperor Yao during a devastating drought. As the land withered and the people suffered, the azure dragon rose from the east, summoning rejuvenating rains and revitalizing the parched earth. Now let's move on to number 2, the vermilion dragon. Also called the fire dragon, it's associated with the element of fire. It's often depicted with bright red or golden scales and embodies the summer season. Representing, therefore, warmth, energy, and enthusiasm, in Chinese mythology, this dragon is revered for its mastery over fire, not only a symbol of its intense heat and vitality, but also that of the summer season. The vermilion dragon's control over fire allows it to be called upon in times of need to extinguish out-of-control blazes such as brush fires threatening cropland or infernos that endanger cities. This duality of harnessing and controlling fire highlights the dragon's role as a protector. Because of the abundance of summer, which this dragon represents, it's also considered to be the luckiest of creatures, who can bring any kind of wealth, abundance, or prosperity. For that reason, this is the actual type of dragon which is depicted at the Chinese New Year celebrations. Type number 3, the white dragon. The white dragon's associated with the element of metal, and it's depicted with shimmering white scales. It's connected with the colder seasons of the year, and much like that time of year, this dragon mirrors its purity, strength, and its power of transformation. Like its element metal, it would be considered tough and persistent, with a steel resolve and a strength almost impossible to match. In keeping with those qualities, the white dragon, with its radiant, immaculate appearance, could, for example, play a pivotal role in rescuing villages from formidable beasts. Imagine, if you will, a remote Chinese mountain village troubled by a yeti, or the Chinese equivalent. Now imagine the white dragon emerging with its shimmering white scales. The dragon would confront the fearsome yeti that has been terrorizing the villagers, drawing upon its inherent purity and the dragon's formidable strength and its ironclad invulnerability to attack. The white dragon would vanquish the creature, restoring tranquility to the area. Type 4, the black dragon. This dragon is associated with the element of water, often depicted with dark blue-black scales, and represents as well the colder seasons. This dragon embodies the dark and mysterious aspects of nature, such as the sea or deep rivers or the underworld. In the Chinese text, classic of the Central Mountains, many dragons were recorded to be living in ancient Chinese rivers and lakes all over China. The black dragon's power, as you can guess, is over deep waters and other dark and mysterious places. They could create weather and clouds, as well as reveal the deepest, darkest secrets. Although all Chinese dragons are considered kind compared to the evil Western dragons which you had to vanquish, this dark dragon can often symbolize revenge or other types of darker impulses. However, this noble yet dark and mysterious dragon might be seen saving northern lands from a terrible flood. When the rivers and lakes overflow, threatening to submerge the entire region, the black dragon may well emerge from the depths and use its power over water to control the waves and restore balance. Type 5, the yellow dragon, the highest flyers of them all. The yellow dragon is associated with the element of earth. It's depicted with golden yellow scales and symbolizes the earth's fertility and the harmonious balance of the cosmos. He's given power over the sun and the heavens to boot. This is considered, in fact, the ruler type among dragons. Their power is greater than the other 4 types, and for this reason, perhaps, they were closely associated with the Chinese emperors. The yellow dragon is famously linked to the legend of Emperor Huang Di, also called the Yellow Emperor, one of the most revered figures in Chinese mythology. According to the tale, the yellow dragon appeared to Emperor Huang Di in a vision, guiding him to victory in his quest to unify China. And as if that wasn't enough, historical records report that he also raised baby dragons within his palace compound. Legend has it, in fact, that he also rode to the summit of Taishan Mountain to make sacrifices, his chariot drawn by 6 yellow dragons. The dragon's appearance was seen as a sign of divine favor and legitimacy, aiding the emperor in establishing a harmonious and prosperous rule. It was said, in fact, that at the end of his life, the emperor was lifted up to heaven by a yellow dragon. So, 5 different types of dragons, demonstrating the sheer diversity of dragon kind in mythology and folklore of ancient China. Which one would you rather encounter in the depths of the mystical Chinese mountains? Well, I suppose that depends on what kinds of problems you've got, my friends. A flood, a fire, a drought? Well, personally, I'll take what the Yellow Emperor took, raising cute little baby dragons. And a chariot pulled by 6 dragons? Yeah, no contest there. Yellow dragon for me, all the way. Well, that just about wraps up tonight's tale from Lorehound. Join us as we sniff out more of history's most interesting stories.
As the hound dog entered the dimly lit library, he sensed an aura of mystery surrounding the ancient scrolls. The dusty shelves towered above him as he sniffed his way through the labyrinth of books. Suddenly, he picked up a scent and followed it to a secluded corner. With bated breath, he approached the shelf and pawed at the book, revealing the hidden scroll. As he rolled it out, he knew he had discovered a treasure worth protecting at all costs.